What's going on, everyone? You are listening to Locked On Now NHL, local experts on the biggest stories around the ice. I'm your host, Kim Becker, and thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every weekday. Our Locked On NHL hosts are here to help break down everything from Tuesday night. So let's start with yesterday's biggest game, which came with a big twist at the end down in Florida.
The biggest game.
The Florida Panthers flipped the script on the Washington Capitals in the third period last night. Washington led by 3 going into the final 20 minutes, but Florida scored 4 unanswered to steal a win away. Locked On Panthers and Locked On Capitals both have stunned reactions from the most intriguing matchup in hockey on Tuesday.
The comeback Cats are here once more. What is up, guys? This is Armando Velez from the Locked On Florida Panthers podcast, and the Florida Panthers defeat the Washington Capitals by a final score of 5-4 in regulation. The Florida Panthers were down as much as 4-1, even though the Washington Capitals scored 2 goals 11 seconds apart. The Florida Panthers got one back just a few minutes later via Joe Thornton based on a rebound right in front of the net from Ilya Samsonov. The Florida Panthers were pretty much having a hard time figuring out Ilya Samsonov, and also the Washington Capitals. Their scoring was not from their top line of Alexander Ovechkin and Evgeny Kuznetsov. And the Florida Panthers, they just had to keep fighting. They just had to keep attacking. And the Florida Panthers were starting to lose their composure a little bit into the middle frame when they were down 4-1. But they kept their composure late into the third period as well, where they outshot the Washington Capitals 26-2, and that helped them lead to their comeback with a even strength goal by Ryan Lomberg, a shorthanded goal by Eetu Luostarinen, and 2 power play goals by 2 different Sams, Sam Bennett and Sam Reinhart. And the Sam Reinhart one came with 14 seconds left. The power play has been an issue for the Florida Panthers basically this whole season. They get 2 power play goals tonight. So the Cardiac Cats found a way to get this one after dropping their first home game just this past Saturday. So to hear my recap of tonight's 5-4 win over the Washington Capitals, make sure to listen to tomorrow's episode of Locked On Florida Panthers podcast. In the meantime, it's time to shave because it's the last day of November. See y'all tomorrow.
What in the blue blazing heck was that? You were up 4-1. You were in the game. You had the game in the bag. You just had to play a decent third period. That's all you had to do. It was 4-1. We aren't the Toronto Maple Leafs, but apparently we are because we lose to a team in the Eastern Conference when you have a 4-1 lead and you're on the road and it just seems like you have everything going right for you, and then you play abysmally in the third period and you just give it up, and I don't know what the heck was going on. Luostarinen gets a breakaway, and then you give Sam Reinhart a wide open shot, and then you Beck Malenstein, you score your first goal. Hooray! Don't hit the goaltender. It's a simple thing. What? How do you lose this badly? Steve Dangle, help us. I don't know what was going on.
The Detroit Red Wings put up all sorts of big numbers last night. Detroit's goalie stopped more than 40 shots in a win that was the team's 3,000th. 3,000th. It's a tongue twister, but our Locked On Red Wings will not give you a tongue twister as he has plenty to discuss.
The Detroit Red Wings got franchise victory number 3,000 as they take down the Bruins at TD Gardens 2-1, thanks largely to the efforts of Alex Nedeljkovic in net. He made 41 saves on 42 shots against in his 4th consecutive start. Scotty and I have talked about that transition from 1A, 1B to just 1 and 2 with Nedeljkovic, and he seems to be getting more of the workload as time goes on, and he is proving up to the task. Zadina had a nice goal to lead things off. Let's hope he can get those motors going. And Mark Stahl, with his first goal of the season being the game winner, he has proven time and time again that he deserves that spot on the Detroit Red Wings roster. Scotty and I are going to break this whole game down for you. Make sure you stay tuned to the Lockdown Red Wings.
Let's go around the league.
The The San Jose Sharks found a scoring rhythm at the expense of the New Jersey Devils on Tuesday. San Jose scored 4 goals, and Locked On Sharks explains what the difference was for this team in getting back on track and getting the puck in the net.
The Sharks offense is starting to come to life. I'm JD Young of Locked On Sharks, and the Sharks complete a 5-2 victory over the New Jersey Devils. The big part of this game was the second period, where the Sharks were able to score 3 goals and outshoot the Devils 16-7 in that second period. The Sharks were able to get depth scoring from guys like Noah Gregor and Jake Middleton, and Timo Meier continues his blistering start to this season with 2 more goals tonight. We'll have a full breakdown of the Sharks' 5-2 win over the Devils on tomorrow's Locked On Sharks podcast. So make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and of course, subscribe to us on YouTube.
The New Jersey Devils had big news of a big contract coming into this game that will lock up one of the game's young stars for the foreseeable future. Locked On Devils has those details, as well as the New Jersey perspective on the loss.
What's up? This is Trey Matthews of Locked On Devils, and here is my post-game reaction. So, the big news for the New Jersey Devils coming into this game is that they signed Jack Hughes to an 8-year, $64 million extension. No one really saw that one coming. We knew that we were going to extend him. Personally, my prediction was anywhere from 3 to 5 years, but the fact that we have one of the Hughes brothers locked up for another 8 years really shows that we're heading in the right direction in terms of just building our overall structure in this organization. Jack Hughes also made his return after missing over a month due to a shoulder injury. He tried his best, he was out there running and gunning and just trying to make an impact. However, it's going to take some time before he's fully adjusted to the speed of the game, and also he was put on a wing position. I don't really agree with that. I think he should be playing the center. But overall for this game for the New Jersey Devils, after coming off a good win against the Philadelphia Flyers, today's game was kind of the opposite. Now, they did play somewhat aggressive for the first part of this game because they had a lot of shots just ring out the post. They had a lot of good opportunities to try to crack into the scoring column. However, the Sharks were just playing much better defense, and overall the Sharks were leading 4-0 for a good portion of this game. However, thanks to Thomas Tatar and also Jesper Bratt, the Devils were able to cut it to a 4-2 lead. Unfortunately, the Sharks were able to get the empty netter goal, and that was pretty much the final nail in the coffin. That's all she wrote. Wasn't the worst loss in the world for the New Jersey Devils, but at the same time, it's just kind of stunning, especially how they played so well against the Philadelphia Flyers, and there was high anticipation coming into this game with the return of Jack Hughes and his multi-year extension, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't meant to be, so we just got to rebound for our next game.
Coming up next, the Predators beat up on the Blue Jackets, and the Wild win their 4th in a row. I'm Kim Becker, and this is Locked On Now. BetOnline is your guys' #1 spot for all sports action this season. It has you covered all season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. And you can head to their new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive a 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. You can use our promo code LOCKEDON to receive that bonus. Again, the promo code is LOCKED on. From basketball, football, NHL, boxing, UFC, and your favorite Vegas casino games, do not wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available on the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all of your favorite sports. So don't forget, our promo code is locked on to receive your bonus on BetOnline, where the game starts. Welcome back to Locked On Now NHL. I'm Kim Becker, and the Nashville Predators put on a scoring clinic against the Blue Jackets Tuesday for our best performance.
The best performance.
Hold up.
The Nashville Predators used a hat trick and a lot of other scoring to skate all over the Blue Jackets in Nashville on Tuesday. Our Locked On Predators host has the recap from a dominant game all around.
After a disappointing loss in Colorado over the weekend, how did the Nashville Predators respond tonight at Bridgestone against a really strong Columbus Blue Jackets team? Hold on to your hats, or don't. I'm going to tell you. Hi everyone, I'm Ann Kimmel from Locked On Predators. Tonight the Nashville Predators took the ice against the Blue Jackets at home and had a strong performance by none other than Filip Forsberg. Strong night in a contract year. Filip Forsberg not only scored his 8th hat trick of his career, he also logged an extra goal for fun. in a 6-0 win over the Blue Jackets. Yakov Trenin and Nick Cousins also added to the tally, and UC Saros had his first shutout of this season in a 6-0 win, stopping 27 shots. It was a strong performance across the board through defense, and all offensive lines were humming for Nashville. Great performance. Now, everyone in Nashville is asking themselves, will the real Nashville Predators please stand up? The Predators face off Thursday against the Boston Bruins. We'll see who shows up then.
And the Minnesota Wild are on another win streak. Minnesota won its 4th game in a row by beating up a Coyotes team who is still really struggling to find any rhythm. Locked On Wild tells you how Minnesota took advantage for its 15th win.
Don't look now, but the Minnesota Wild have won 4 games in a row. Hey everybody, Seth Topal, host of Locked On Wild, your daily Minnesota Wild podcast, recapping the 5-2 win for the Minnesota Wild against the Arizona Coyotes. Was able to take this game in person, and despite the fact that the Coyotes were able to hang around for the early part of the game, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. The Wild were able to get goals from Kirill Kaprizov, Jonas Brodin, Jordan Greenway, Marcus Foligno, and Joel Eriksson Ek en route to another win, 15-6-1 now on the season. Kaapo Kähkönen stopped 29 shots out of 31 total shots en route to the win. And the Minnesota Wild took care of business despite maybe not having their best stuff here this evening. For more on the Minnesota Wild, make sure to follow Locked On Wild wherever you listen to podcasts.
And that's a wrap for us here at Locked On Now. Thanks so much for making us your first listen every weekday. For more on the National Hockey League and your favorite team, make your second listen Locked On NHL and your team's Locked On podcast. I'm Kim Becker. This has been Locked On Now. Locked On, your team every day.